Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, I'm going to take you through the Forex market wrap this September 30th. So, what happened in the news this week? Well, we had lots of data, we had lots in terms of speeches from central banks. If we take a look here, you can see that we had ECB President Lagarde speaking, we had FOMC members speaking, we had Bank of Japan governor speaking, so we had lots going on in the market, FOMC members again, so we had lots of things going on, Federal Chair Powell speaking. So did we see much from it? Well, we didn't see that much from it. We saw basically that a lot of the FOMC members just reflected what Powell had been saying and just continued to talk about the need to hike interest rates, and that was the Fed's plans for the near future. The only things that kind of shocked the market this week was the fact that the Bank of England intervened and essentially restarted quantitative easing to help support the pound. Basically, what had happened because of the recent government mini budget, we saw the market take that negatively. Price on Sunday opened and dropped significantly lower on the pound, and forced the Bank of England into doing something, and we've seen the Bank of England intervene, and we've seen cable rise since that. So that was something significant that happened this week. We also had ECB President Lagarde speaking and talked of more hikes to come for the Eurozone, which is reflected from today, where you can see that we had some CPI and core CPI data flash estimates, and it showed a significant increase. So that was something interesting towards the end of this week, which has been a fairly interesting week because what we've seen is the US dollar index pullback. So what we talked about going into this week was seeing if price would remain bullish here for the dollar. However, we came back into 114.50 and rejected. We couldn't hold above those highs, and price since then broke to the downside, and we did a video recently talking about price trading through the 113 lows, and that what we should be looking for is a lower high to form to push price to the downside. And you can see here price rallied back up, formed that lower high back at the previous structure lows around about the 113.50 handle, and we traded down to these daily highs, which were the 111.80. Now, if the dollar is going to remain weak and we're going to see a weekly retracement phase, then I would expect the weekly highs of 110.80 to be retested. And you can see strong impulsive phase, shallow pullback, strong impulsive phase, shallow pullback, and we're coming into previous structure lows at 112.50 now. So that could see price find resistance, and we could see price trade towards the 110.80 level next week. That being said, euro dollar then benefited from that US dollar weakness, with price finding support back down at the 0.96 handle. We traded higher from here, broken through multiple highs, retested structure highs, and then traded up to the 0.98 handle, where we have found a little bit of resistance, where price found some resistance from before. Now, if price is going to continue to the downside for the dollar index, then we should see euro dollar continue to rise. And in a previous video, we talked about price forming a higher high and higher low pattern, and we are back at structure, so we could see price trade towards the weekly lows at 0.9900. Going on to the pound, then we can see that pound gapped on Sunday, drove prices into new lows, and the 2022 lows are 10.355. We then saw a strong relief rally because this essentially was a sort of flash crash in the market, and price recovered that flash crash. We then traded sideways until the Bank of England announced the intervention, where we saw prices drive higher into the 1.12 handle, where we found some resistance. But again, like with the euro US dollar price, if the dollar is going to weaken, then cable should also benefit from that. So if maybe we get a retest of the consolidation at 10 spot 900, we could then expect a move back to the monthly support, which was that 1 spot 14 level. Finally then, pound yen. We featured pound yen because we were looking for targets of 149 on the open. We crashed down into that 149 level, and very similar to the pound, we then recovered that, moved sideways, stalled around the 156, but then price continued to push towards the next level of resistance at the 161 handle. So very similar to the pound here, the fact that we rebounded, consolidated, pushed higher again, and we also had a bit of risk on in the market this week, so we saw stocks recover slightly, which also kind of led to a little bit of a relief rally. Now if the relief rally continues, then we could see price potentially trade a little bit higher here as well, but I would expect maybe a retest back down towards the 157 handle, these previous highs first. So I hope you enjoyed this video updates this week. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more of our Forex trading content, and I'll speak to you in the next video.